You know who I am?
Anything you say. Anything you say.
It's official.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, this week wasn't really anything big going on. The whole Trump thing is ridiculous. It'll all get fixed. The Democrats are evil and they're literally breaking the law and the Constitution constantly. The far left can go kiss everybody's ass because the majority of Americans, even half the Democrats, are against the extremist Democrats. But anyways, the biggest thing I saw was the UN is trying to get involved and create a ceasefire between Gaza and Israel. Good luck with that. Let's get on to what I really wanted to talk to you about this week. I did watch this last season of STD, or Star Trek Discovery, and it's not worth watching. It was pretty pathetic. They re-drummed up the whole progenitor crap where everybody's from one particular alien race. So dumb. But they brought all that crap back and they made like this, scavenger hunt throughout the entire show, them trying to find these missing pieces to these clues that these scientists left behind that found the tech for the progenitors or whatever. Apparently they left some technology behind that can create or destroy. So now they're in the race to try to find it because the Breen are involved, and it was ridiculous. The Breen didn't even look like the Breen, so go figure. Like the Klingons, they don't look like the Klingons in this, in Alex and JJ's fucking timeline. And of course, Captain Michael now, fucking so dumb. She's not even worth being a captain. This character's pathetic. Everything's handed to her on a silver platter. Like she can't do any wrong. And she's always got to be the one who saves the day. It's like, come on, get the fuck out of here. But anyways, they get to the progenitor's place. And of course, the progenitor's black too. And she's been waiting on Michael to show up. Specifically, Michael Burnham, the character. She's been waiting for her, specifically, to show up and take over and use the tech. And it's just like, whatever, get the fuck out of here. You're so stupid. And the place she finds it at was created by a race of beings that was there long before the progenitors, so they don't know who the fuck actually created all this shit. I'm just like, ugh. Okay. Whatever. And then the worst part, the cringe, was the last 30 minutes of the show. Because it's supposed, they're supposedly not making any more of the Star Trek Discovery. So they have to have this goodbye episode. And the last 30 minutes is the whole goodbye section. Fucking Michael and what's his face, Boomer, get married, or Booker, sorry. Booker get married. Have a kid, blah, blah, blah. And then they try to leave it off where Michael goes off on one last mission and ends up disappearing. But that whole last 30 minutes is them all meeting with each other like a reunion, and that kind of shit. Just, you're supposed to feel for these characters, and nobody cares about this fucking show, and nobody cares about these characters. It was just super cringe. I just was, oh my god, just end the show already, please. That's how everyone feels when they watch this. It's just, Anyways, STD, of course, 2 thumbs down. Anything that JJ and Alex does, it's not Star Trek canon. They can claim it is all they want to, but it's not. It's a completely alternate universe and timeline. Oh, one last thing. Spoiler alert. The one who created that universe, blah, 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 and supposed to be watching Michael, is, of course, Time Agent Daniels from fucking Enterprise. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. The good doctor on this show is actually Daniels. I'm not, fuck off. Anyways, don't bother watching it. It's a crap show. Absolutely fucking crap. There's a couple other shows I want to mention real quick, because I haven't watched all the seasons of these 2 shows here, and I'm about to explain why. I tried to give them a go. I really did, because I found, survival kind of crap interesting. Not something I'd really want to try, but I find it interesting. But I think in our schools, there should be classes where they teach, some basic survival skills, like how to make clean water, how to build a fire, build a shelter, that kind of stuff. Just basics, wilderness, not even wilderness, just anywhere survival skills. Just basic stuff. They should have a class on that. Because you never know if shit's going to hit the fan, and you got to survive out there on your own. Learn how to do a little hunting and farming for food, clean your water, that kind of stuff. Just basic survival skills. But anyways, I tried to watch, the first one I tried to watch was that Naked and Afraid. First of all, I think it's stupid that they're doing we got to go out there naked. It's just so dumb. It's just to try to get people to click or watch their show. Create some kind of controversy. It's stupid. At least put them in underwear. For fuck's sake. Anyways, they're only given 2 items. They got to choose 1 item apiece, supposedly. It's not really a survival show. They can claim it's hard and blah, blah, blah. But they have film crew there. They can call a medic at any time. I mean, it's not really survival. And then they're talking into the camera. The crew... They're basically talking into the camera with the crew there, and they're going, I can't find any fucking food. What am I going to do? Yet they're supposed to have all these survival skills. Like they're a survival camping instructor or some shit. But yet they can't find any fucking food. They don't know how to build a fire. You know, just stupid shit. Like, then you're not a survivalist. You're not a survival expert. Stop calling them survival experts when they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, some of the guys are from the military, and I'm just like, just because you were in the military doesn't mean you're a survival wilderness expert. Surviving in a war zone is completely different than trying to make it out on your own in the wilderness. It's completely different survival skills. And the women, oh my God. The women on this show. Nah, 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 nah. All they knew how to do was nag about the guy. Almost every single one. And one of them's like, oh, I'm a travel expert. I've been everywhere around the world. I'm like 20 years old. You know, I'm blonde and beautiful. And, you know, I think I'm just going to fucking lay on these rocks here and get a suntan. Or suntan. Why is she on the show? She has no survival skills whatsoever. She's been everywhere. She's traveled around the world. So fucking what? She has no business being out there. I was stupid. But these women, they just nag and they're all, dude, for fuck's sake, they're all feminists. Every single one of them. There might have been one or two that actually knew what the fuck they were kind of doing. I mean, granted, the whole buyout, there was a couple of them that were, I think, botanists. Is that the term? You know, plant life experts, you know. That's a useful skill, granted. But that's all they knew how to do. One of them's all, you know, one of those spiritualist type fucking chicks. You know, all about nature. Oh, I think I need to go fucking, you know, stand in the sun and eat the sun or whatever. It'll rejuvenate me for an hour or two. Get the fuck? The women were terrible on this show. I only got into season 2 and then I was like, I can't take anymore. This show is dumb. Dumb. So I switched to another show that I saw called Alone. I started watching the Australian version of Alone, but then they started throwing all these gay lesbians in there, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, so I was like, okay, I'm done. So I switched over to the American version of Alone, and I watched the full first season. I haven't watched any more of them, but I watched the first full season. And these guys, they're bitching and moaning about having to fucking, use the camera equipment. Because there's no crew in this series. They have to film everything on their own. Like, the show gives them like 4 or 5 cameras, I think. And then they got to film everything by themselves. But all of them bitched about the fucking cameras. Having to film themselves. Then the second thing is, dude, if you know the location you're going to, which they did, they knew they were going to that island in British Columbia or whatever. They knew it was going to get down to freezing temperatures. They knew it was going to be constantly wet all the time. Yet they get there and they all fucking bitch about the fucking weather. And I'm like, you knew. Why would you go somewhere where you knew you're going to freeze your fucking ass off? Fuck that shit. Put me on a tropical island and tell me to survive on a tropical island where it's nice and warm. I don't give a fuck if it gets hot. I got a way to cool off. Don't put me somewhere where it's going to be wet and freezing all the time. Fuck you. I wouldn't do it. I don't give a fuck. They give a payout for $500,000 for anyone who wins, or the last man standing. Which is fine, but I'm not doing it for no $500,000. You can fucking kiss my ass. Not in a freezing, wet, temperatured environment. No, you're liable to die. More people die from freezing to death than they do heat stroke. So fuck you. Put me somewhere hot. Anyways. And then they claim, again, on this show, they claim they're survival experts, they're wilderness instructors, and blah, blah, blah. But yet, they all bit, I can't find food. I can't find food. What the fuck am I going to do? I can't find food. Like, bruh, you could fucking fish. I mean, they had a couple nets or whatever where they caught a few fish. But literally, like, there's other ways to fish than just string a net across the water. Just fuck, give me a break. But they all tapped out except for one guy. He stayed. Everybody else tapped out early because, oh, I miss my family. That was another thing about Naked and Afraid too. It was all drama bullshit about their families, how they missed their family. They wanted to go, and they would show all this crap about their families. Like, I don't give a flying fuck about their fucking families. I want to watch them try to fucking survive in the wilderness. I don't need to see a bunch of drama crap about so-and-so's wife and kids. I don't fucking care. Show me how they're surviving. I don't care about all that drama bullshit. It's fucking stupid. That's not what the show's supposed to be about. But yet they did it constantly through every episode. And then most of them, that's the reason why they tapped out. Because they missed their families. I miss my wife, my kids. Dude, you've been out there a week or two and you're already, I miss my family. Come on. I mean, you could seriously go for a few months without seeing. There's people that do it for a year. I could see after a year you're going, I really miss my family. But after a week or two, fuck off. Dumb. Dumb. You're stupid. But anyways, they couldn't find one single guy that doesn't have a family to be on the show. Come on. Anyways, regardless, I couldn't watch them shows. I just couldn't get through them all. I just, so dramatized. Over dramatized. That's literally what they base the show on. Not them surviving, but over dramatized bullshit. Wah, 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 wah. That's all they did was bitch and complain. It's fucking dumb. So dumb. Anyways. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. So, movie holics, this week is Action Week. couple older movies. I've never seen them. I'd seen shit about them, blah, 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 but I never bothered watching them. Instead of the gun action, I went with the martial arts action this round. Now, I went with these movies called Bloodfist. Now, there's like 10 or so of these. I don't think I'll watch all of these movies, but I watched the first two. I'd seen them for years. I just never bothered watching because they were probably really B-rated, so I didn't bother. Now, it stars Don the Dragon Wilson. He was a fairly big-time B-rated martial artist actor. Although I really wouldn't call him an actor because he's really bad. He's not a good actor at all. But of course, the first one starred Don Wilson and Riley Bowman as the love interest. It was done in 1989. Made about $2 million. So it didn't really do that well. Basically, this movie is kind of like Bloodsport and Kickboxer combined. Is literally what this movie is. His brother gets killed at it's not the Kumite, it's something else, but it's similar. He gets killed at this competition that's illegal or whatever. And he goes over, well, not in the competition, but someone in the competition killed him. So he goes over to find out, to the Philippines to go find out who killed him. Yeah, this takes place in the Philippines, not in like China or whatever, Kickboxer or Bloodsport took place in. He goes over there. He meets this dude in a bar, and the way they meet is just dumb. It's kind of silly. He meets this guy, and they become friends. So yeah, he becomes good friends with this guy at the bar, and the guy tells him he could stay at his place while he's there in the Philippines. But the way it went about it, it made no sense because he just, perfect stranger. He's just gonna let him stay at his place. He hadn't even told him about his brother yet or anything. It was kind of weird. And then, because the guy's supposedly drunk. Anyways, he meets his sister, which is the love interest, and throughout the movie she tries to help him find out who's his brother's killer. Now, he also meets an older Filipino who sees him checking out, trying to get into the tournament to, kind of investigate, ask questions and stuff, but he can't get in. So the old man tells him, hey, I'll train you. I'm a trainer. I knew your brother, blah, blah, blah. How he figures that out, that's his brother or whatever, go figure, but whatever. So, he trains him throughout the movie to fight in the tournament. He eventually tells him he had a brother once who got killed in a tournament. So he felt some kindred spirit with them or whatever. Yeah, okay. Come to find out, the one who killed his brother is the old man, the one who's training him. Apparently he's a con man, and he actually runs the tournament, supposedly. So he ends up, Don ends up killing him at the end for killing his brother, and he gets his revenge in the movie. Okay. The acting was terrible in this movie. There are only a couple of them who could act. The rest of the actors sucked. Including Don. The fighting, it was terrible. Like, you could literally see that they were missing each other on purpose. It didn't look real at all. So the fighting, it was terrible. I was able to watch it, but I don't know, it wasn't very good. I didn't like it. The simple fact that they pretty much, it was basically Bloodsport, and like a cheap knockoff of Bloodsport and Kickboxer. Just 2 thumbs down. I hated this movie. It was terrible. Terrible, terrible. Didn't like it. Alright, let's get on to the sequel, Bloodfist 2. After watching that one, I wasn't sure about watching this one. But a little different the way I felt about this one. This one was done in 1990. Of course, you know, Don Wilson. And then his love interest was Rena Reyes. It only made about $1 million, which don't make any sense, because I think it should have made more, but whatever. So the first thing that was dumb about this movie was the bad guy is the same bad guy from the first movie, the old man. However, he died in the first one. So what they did was they brought him back to play the bad guy, and they changed his character's name and gave him a whole different character to play. But it's the same guy, the same actor. I'm like, really? You couldn't get a different actor to play that part? Really? Anyways, this is basically another type of tournament, except for you have this rich guy who's gathered all the, you know, world champion kickboxers, karate, wrestling, you know, Thai boxer, you know, that sort of thing. And he's basically kidnapped them all and brought him to this island. Oh, sounds a little familiar. Anyway, he's bringing them to this island so they could fight to the death. Again, kind of like a knockoff, but whatever. Anyways, and when he first gets to the island, Don, of course, is able to escape and run off. I mean, he's still on the island, but he got free. The rest of them are all caged up and being forced to fight each other. The bad guy, he's trying to sell hyped up steroids to a bunch of rich guys who come to watch the fights to see these steroids work. So he gives these steroids to some of his men, which are regular Smo Joes, average Joes. I mean, they could fight, but they're just average Joes, to show that, you know, they could take out the best of the best, basically. Which they do kill a couple of them, but the majority of them start whipping their ass. The whole time, the love interest for Don in this one, she's actually the bad guy's daughter, but she turns on him and starts helping Don because she likes him. Okay, whatever. So they eventually break all the, you know, prisoner fighters free, and they help fight all the henchmen that the bad guy has. at his little palace or whatever. But he eventually kills himself by falling off a roof or a balcony or some shit. And that's pretty much the end of the movie. Now, the acting in this one was actually way better. I mean, I know they were all real martial artists, but they were actually fairly decent in the acting in this one. Like, they took it a little more seriously. Even Don did. He wasn't as cheesy as he was in the first film. The guy who plays the bad guy, he's a decent actor, you know, in both films. He knew how to act. He was a real actor. The girl wasn't bad. So, yeah, the acting was a lot better in this one. I liked the story a lot better in this one, even though it's cliche. But this one, and the choreographed scenes in this one was way better. Way better. Like, they weren't bad at all in this one. That first movie, it was just terrible. I actually give this one, that was a decent flick. For a one-time see, I give it 2 thumbs up. Way better than that first one. That first one was god-awful. Definitely check it out if you like martial arts movies. This one was way better. So, if you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you could think of any underrated or, you know, movies you think I may never even heard of or seen, B movies, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below. I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So, until next time, I told you be told the truth, and you just been told.